There's a strange belief spreading through the world right now. A belief that intelligence is becoming uncontrollable, that the machines are learning too fast, that the models are too powerful, that once the system starts running, no one will be able to stop it. You hear it everywhere. AI will escape. AI will deceive us. AI will outthink us. And maybe some of that fear is justified, but I think the conversation is happening in the wrong place. Because the real question isn't, can we control intelligence? The real question is, where does intelligence meet reality? Where does thought turn into action? Where does probability turn into consequence? That place is the boundary. Part 1. The myth of controlling the mind. Human beings have always tried to control intelligence directly. Religions tried to control belief. Governments tried to control speech. Schools tried to control thought. And it never really works, because intelligence is not a machine with a switch. It's fluid, adaptive, creative. You can't fully control what something thinks. But history teaches us something important. You don't need to, because the world does not run on thoughts. It runs on actions. Part 2. The boundary of action. Every system in the world eventually reaches a boundary, a place where possibility collapses into reality. In computing, that boundary is execution. In finance, it's the transaction. In law, it's enforcement. In war, it's the moment a command becomes movement. And in artificial intelligence, the boundary is when a model tries to do something in the real world. Read a file, write to a database, send money, execute code. At that moment, something fascinating happens. The probabilistic world of machine intelligence collides with the deterministic world of reality. And that collision point is where governance actually belongs. Part 3. The illusion of controlling the brain. Right now, many people think the solution to AI risk is to control the model itself, make it safer, make it behave, make it think the right things. But this approach is fragile because models are probabilistic. They improvise, they generalize, they drift. Trying to control the internal reasoning of a probabilistic system is like trying to control the weather. It might work for a while, but eventually something unpredictable happens, and the system escapes your expectations. But there's another approach, one that humans have used for thousands of years. Don't control the mind, control the boundary of action. Part 4. Civilization is a boundary system. Think about what civilization actually is. It's not a system that controls what people think. It's a system that governs what people can do. You can think anything you want, but certain actions require verification. Certain actions require authorization. Certain actions require signatures. This is how banks work. This is how courts work. This is how operating systems work. And it's how resilient systems have always been built. Freedom inside, structure at the boundary. Part 5. Determinism at the edge. This idea becomes even more important when intelligence becomes probabilistic, because once intelligence becomes fluid, creative, and unpredictable, the only place we can guarantee order is at the edge of execution, where actions are verified, where policies are enforced, where decisions are recorded, where reality begins. You allow intelligence to explore, but you make actions deterministic, and suddenly the system becomes governable again. Part 6. Bitcoin discovered this first. Interestingly, we've already seen this idea before. Bitcoin solved a similar problem. Didn't try to control what people believed. Didn't try to control what people said. Didn't even try to control what people attempted to do. Instead, it defined a deterministic boundary, the block, the transaction, the verification rules. Anyone can propose anything, but the network decides what actually becomes reality. Part 7. The future of intelligence. So maybe the future of AI governance isn't about building smarter cages for intelligence. Maybe it's about building clearer boundaries, places where action becomes accountable, where decisions become observable, where the system can say yes, no, or not yet. And when that boundary exists, something surprising happens. Intelligence can become incredibly powerful without becoming uncontrollable. Closing. The world is entering an era where intelligence will become more fluid than ever before. Human intelligence, machine intelligence, collective intelligence. But the lesson civilization keeps rediscovering is simple. You don't control the mind. You govern the moment when thought becomes action. You govern the boundary. And if you build that boundary well enough, even a chaotic universe can produce order. This has been Baby Blue Viper, where we explore the strange intersection of systems, ideas, and the forces shaping the future. If this episode made you think, share it with someone who's trying to understand the world we're building. And remember, the future rarely belongs to the smartest intelligence. It belongs to the systems that know where the boundary is.